Hello everyone. Today I will be working out with you a problem involving the precise definition of a limit. This problem asks you to prove that the limit as x approaches 5 of 1 over x equals 1/5. In order to work out this problem and to essentially prove that we can find this limit and that this limit does exist, it is necessary for us to show that for all x, 0 is less than the absolute value of x minus 5, which is less than some number delta. And then we can infer from that that the absolute value of 1 over x minus 1/5 is less than epsilon. So understanding that statement, we can write that the absolute value of f of x minus L is less than epsilon. And here we state that negative epsilon is less than 1 over x minus 1/5, which is less than epsilon. We simply add the 1/5 over to each side, and from there we must multiply by x both sides. And if we do a little bit of flipping around here with the inequality and multiplying by x, we simplify this to 5 over 1 plus 5 epsilon is less than x, which is less than 5 over 1 minus 5 epsilon. So moving on from this step, we have to find a value of delta greater than 0. That places the centered interval 5 minus delta, 5 plus delta inside the interval which we just found to be 5 over 1 plus 5 times epsilon, which is less than x, which is less than 5 over 1 minus 5 times epsilon. So in order to do that, we first have to recognize that 0 has to be less than the absolute value of x minus c, which has to be less than delta. So we just plug in our values here, and we can see that 0 must be less than the absolute value of 5 minus 5 over 1 plus 5 times epsilon, which must be less than delta. Simplifying, we can recognize that 0 must be less than the absolute value of 25 epsilon over 1 plus 5 epsilon, which is less than delta. And finally, we can conclude that delta must equal the absolute value of 25 epsilon divided by 1 plus 5 times epsilon. So essentially, thus, if delta has a value of the absolute value of 25 epsilon over 1 plus 5 epsilon, or any smaller positive value that the inequality 0 is less than the absolute value of x minus 5 is less than delta, automatically places that x value between what we can see here as 5 over 1 plus 5 times epsilon and 5 over 1 minus 5 times epsilon, to essentially make the absolute value of 1 minus x minus 1/5 less than epsilon. And because there exists such a value of delta, the limit as x approaches 5 of the function 1 over x is 1 over 5. And that is how you prove that the limit as x approaches 5 of 1 over x equals 1/5. And this has been a video on the precise definition of a limit.